Hello gorgeous humans of NESSA Organics, welcome to a short video about mindful movement with me, Steph. I am a Pilates teacher and the founder of Studio S, which is a wellbeing community that's based online and also in person based in Cardiff. So today I'm going to be taking you through just a nice simple little flow to mobilize through the spine, the body, and then also to activate and engage a little bit through the core and through the glutes. The main purpose of this is to allow you to just take a short bit of time out of your busy lifestyle, and we're not here to try and escape. We're trying to just align our breath, our body, our mindset for a short space of time on your mat, or if you don't have a mat, you can just find a comfortable space on the floor in your home to do it there. And it's just so that you're able to find some ease within your body, within your mindset, within your breath, so that we can take that back into the busy lives that everybody is leading. Whether you are a mom, whether you are a parent, whether you have a really busy work schedule, or if you don't have any of those, but you suffer a lot with anxiety or a sense of feeling quite overwhelmed quite consistently, this is just a bit of time for you to just check in with yourself, align everything together, so that if you're able to bring a bit of ease within yourself, you're able to take that ease within your workplace, your family setting, and within your mental health going into your day-to-day life. Quite often we think that we need to remain healthy, we need to do some rigorous exercise, but if we're already heightened through our hectic lifestyles, the last thing we want to do is heighten ourselves even more. Not saying that you shouldn't go out for your runs or do a HIIT class if that's what you want to do, but also know there's a lot of strength in stillness, there's a lot of strength in slowing down and providing yourself with a calm mind, a slower pace of breath, and then a really open and released body. And that's going to really help you with releasing any tension, any stress that you may have stored in your body. And it just all snowballs and transitions into your day-to-day life, and you just feel a huge sense of openness. You feel like you have more time. You can make your moves, your choices, your actions in life with a bit more, with a bit more discipline, with a bit more of a choice rather than it being a reaction, rather than it being an automatic reaction as well. So we're going to begin lying down. So as I said, if you've got a mat, great, but don't worry if you don't. And then we're just going to start the practice by just tuning into ourselves, into the four corners of our mat mindfully, and just having that time to really just check in, notice ourselves, which we don't do often enough because we're too busy noticing what everybody else is doing or what we need to do for our job, for our children, for our families. Or what other people are doing on social media. So I always see my time on my mat as a time as if I was scrolling through myself. So how we sit and we scroll through social media, checking in on what other people's lives are doing, what they're doing. Your mat, your four corners of your mat, like the four corners of your screen, is your time to check in with you. So if you're able to make that time for others, you are definitely able to make that time for yourself. So let's begin. So if you make your way onto your mat, and we're just going to lay really just nice and long. You don't have to be in active wear to do this. You can really wear whatever is comfortable for you, as long as you've got, some form of range of movement in what you're wearing. And then just begin by making your way down onto the ground. Lay nice and long and have your legs nice and long, arms down at the sides of the body with your palms facing open. The reason we've got open palms is to allow our shoulders to open up a little bit more. So when we are under stress or tension or we're in a colder season, we tend to close off a lot through the front of our shoulders and also through the hips. So throughout the practice, I'll be encouraging you always to really open out the shoulders, the chest and the hips, allowing any stress or tension that's stored there to open up, making us more open, more confident. So begin closing down through your eyes, and I want you to just bring yourself now into the four corners of your mat mindfully. So we don't need to focus on what is happening after this or what has happened before this. Let's work on throughout this next 5 minutes just remaining present, because there's so much going on already in your mindset, with your breath, with your body, that you really don't need to be anywhere else except for here. So close down through the eyes, soften through the back of the head, through the back of the neck, melt the shoulders away from the ears. Allow your spine to soften into the ground and just really notice how that feels. Allow your hips to melt away from your belly button. Allow your thighs, your legs to lay long and soften. And allow your feet to fall out to the side. And we have a nice soothing sound of a Steffi snoring in the background. So hopefully that brings you a little sense of calmness and cuteness maybe. Okay, so I want you to invite a deep breath in through your nose, and I want you to expand through the chest, through the ribs and through the belly. And then I want you to take a big exhale, sigh of relief through the mouth, and let your whole body melt to the ground. And again, inviting a deep breath in through the nose, expanding through the chest, through the ribs, through the belly. And then a big sigh of relief, exhale, release, let it go. And just through deepening your breath and slowing it down, it has such a positive impact on our nervous system. And it allows us to find a little bit more balance, a little bit more calm. Then when you're ready, we're going to bring both knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around the legs and just roll from side to side. And here you're massaging your back into the ground. So your lower back, your mid back, towards the upper back and down the sides. And again, noticing here where you may be feeling any knots, any tension, and just rolling those areas out. And then we're going to bring our feet, so bring yourself back into stillness, and then bring your feet to the width of the mat. So right foot to right side of the mat, left foot to left side of the mat. And we can have our right hand on our belly button, left hand on our heart space. So take a deep breath in through your nose. As we exhale, we're going to window wipe our knees over to the right. So allow both knees to float over to the right. Then you should feel a stretch through the left side of your torso, down your left hip, into your left inner thigh. As we inhale, I want you to bring your knees back to center. And then as you exhale, I want you to take those legs over to the left. Inhale, bring the knees to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale to the left. Inhale through the center, exhale to the right. Inhale through the nose, bring the legs to center, exhale, take the legs to the left. And then gently start to bring both knees back into the middle. We're going to bring our hands down at the side of our body. And we're going to heel toe our feet into hip width apart. So your heels are underneath your knees, your toes point to the end of your mat. Bring your hands and your heels very close together, so hopefully you can try and tap your fingertips towards your heels. But if you can't, no stress, okay? Just go where you can. And we're going to begin to invite another inhale through our nose. And as we exhale, we're going to squeeze through our glutes. We're going to lift them off the ground. And then we're going to start to peel away our lower back, our mid back, and we're going to rise up onto our shoulders and our feet. See if you can keep your fingertips in contact with your heels. Again, if you can't, don't worry. And then if you want to go a little bit further, we're going to start to interlace those hands together. Lengthen the arms nice and long. And if you are experiencing any lower back problems, gently just roll yourself down and hug your knees into your chest. And understand that you need to always listen to your own body. So you always take whatever an instructor and a guider gives to you, but you make it unique to your own body. And this is the time that you learn about your own body rather than learn about the teacher's body. So take another deep breath in here. And as we exhale, squeeze your glutes and see if you can send your hips a little bit higher. Starting to shuffle your shoulders underneath your back. Arms are nice and long, and we've invited a little bit of an arch back bend into your spine, opening out through your thighs, your hips, your belly and your chest. Take a deep breath in. Then as we exhale, slowly release the hands and slowly lower your spine all the way to the ground. Bring the knees in towards the chest. And you're going to elevate through your shoulders, and you're going to wrap your arms around those legs. Lifting your nose up towards your knees. So we're doing the opposite shapes of what we've just created. First we had that arch in the spine, and now we've got that roundness, creating a small ball. And moving that spine in different directions to keep it nice and healthy. Take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, release those legs down to the mat. Feet come back to hip width apart. And we're going to reach our arms up to the sky. We're just going to work through some really slow and controlled Pilates crunches, and we're going to tune into our breath now. So the first part of this practice, we were inhaling to relax, exhaling to release during our stretches. For Pilates, we're using inhale to prepare and an exhale to engage. So to engage through the core, through the glutes, to help us to get the most out of our movement. But I want you to focus on the breathing first, and then the movement follows the breath. So inhale through the nose here. And without any expectation of yourself or what the exercise is, just start to exhale through pursed lips of the mouth. Narrow your rib cage in. Begin to float your hands down at the sides of your hips and slowly elevate through your shoulders. Take your gaze over your knees. Take a little pause here. And what we're trying to do is draw that rib cage in, down towards the hip bones. Draw the core muscles back. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. And as we inhale, begin to float your way back down, arms up to the sky. So we're going to do 5 more of these. So as you exhale, nice and slowly through pursed lips of the mouth, you elevate. And as you inhale, you float down. As you exhale, you elevate, float the hands down to the hips, and melt the shoulders away from the ears. Have an apple-sized gap between your chin and your chest. And then inhale to lower down. Exhale, glide up. Inhale, float down. Last one, exhale, glide up. Take a pause here. Finding that strength in stillness, strength in slowness. We're working to contract our core muscles, and they're staying contracted to allow ourselves to hold ourselves up. But we're trying to do it with ease. So when we put our body into discomfort, it's finding those points where we can find ease. And that's what helps us in day-to-day life. When you're in discomfort, find those pockets of time where you can find ease within that uncomfortable situation. And then slowly begin to lower down. Keep the arms up to the sky. Take another deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to tuck our tailbone under and gently start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And if you need extra support, just keep your hands down at the side of the body. So we're lifting up into our glute bridge, but we're not going into a back bend. So you don't need to take your hips up any higher. Just a diagonal line from your knees, hips to your shoulders. Then as you inhale, feel that spine move down the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Take a deep breath in at the bottom. As we exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Gently start to peel those each vertebrae of the spine off the mat, elevating into your glute bridge. Breathe in at the top. And then exhale, slowly lower down. And once you're familiar with this movement and comfortable, maybe you want to close your eyes and start focusing on your breath a little bit more. So inhale at the bottom. Exhale to float up. Inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, float up, noticing your spine and never rushing to get to the destination, just enjoying the ability to tune into your body. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Creating this time, this space just for you to just notice. There's no expectation on ourselves, there's no sensation chasing as such. We're here to just check in, make that time for ourselves, and a little bit of this every day, which is sustainable, will have a far bigger impact on you than trying to pack in lots of high intensity exercise, sweaty stuff. You'll find that you'll feel much calmer, more in tune with yourself, and more accepting of what you have, what you are, and using that and celebrating that. So when you've rolled down from your last one, we're going to combine the two movements now. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to elevate your shoulders, draw those core muscles down towards your spine, ribs down towards your hips. Inhale, lower the shoulders down. Exhale, elevate the hips to the sky. So one vertebrae at a time, peels away from the ground. Inhale to lower from your glute bridge. Exhale, float up into your Pilates crunch. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the hips up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the shoulders up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the hips up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the shoulders up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the hips up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, glide the shoulders up and hold. Just remain here in stillness. Really elevate your shoulders so it's not your neck that's lifting your head up. Okay, so that removes the strain there. We're thinking about getting those ribs down towards those hips, contracting your core muscles, drawing them down towards your spine, and having no self-judgement on yourself of what it looks like. You're just understanding and noticing. No judgments, no expectations. Deep breath in. Exhale to lower down, and then exhale to lift the hips, and we'll hold it at the top there. So hold it here. Making sure your feet are hip width apart. Heels are underneath your knees. Knees are hip width apart. We're squeezing through both glutes nice and equally. We're squeezing through both hamstrings nice and equally. And see if you can lift up through your pelvic floor here. So as if you've got a feather on your pubic bone and you're lightly lifting it up, scooping it up towards your belly button. And then again, drawing those core muscles down towards your spine. And when you find your muscles ever shaking or working nice and hard, just see if you can breathe through it. Also understand when your body's saying, okay, I need to come out of this now, and just come out of it without judgment. Take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, slowly roll your hips all the way down. And what we're going to do is just allow our arms to float above our head and relax down to the mat. So you can have a generous bend in those elbows. Heel toe your feet together. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to come into our butterfly stretch. You're going to allow your knees to come out to the sides. The soles of the feet come together. And you can adjust your feet as needed. So the further away your feet are, the more manageable this stretch is to hold. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you just move your feet a little bit closer towards your pubic bone. And then just relax through your eyes, through your body, through your spine, and just allow your hips to open. Allow your chest to open. Closing down through the eyes. And noticing how that spine feels now we've kind of opened and released it. How the core muscles feel now they've just been given some attention, switched on through our Pilates crunch and through our Pilates breath. How the glutes will feel after just being highlighted, making ourselves aware that they are there. And this is all literally just about noticing yourself, and although that doesn't seem like much, noticing yourself for 5 to 15 minutes each day can really just have such a positive impact long term. And noticing yourself without any judgment, without any expectation of yourself, without any comparison of yourself to anybody else, or comparison of yourself to a previous you. So whether that's you last year or the year before. Here we focus on our mat, in the present, encouraging ourselves and just celebrating what we have, what we can do. When you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. So as you take a breath in, expand through the chest, through the belly. Exhale, let it go. One more big breath in through the nose, expand the chest, the belly, the ribs. Exhale, let it go. And then gently start to close your knees back together. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Have a little rock and roll from side to side. And just a reminder for yourself that here we didn't try to escape from our life. Our life is ourself as well, and all we did was turn inward to notice our breath, notice our mindset, notice our body, so that we can have a bigger capacity of doing so when we're also looking out and caring for others as well. And when you're ready, you can either take a roll onto your side to bring yourself up to a seated position, or you can rock forwards and backwards onto your stomach, onto your sit bone, and coming into a nice big seated position, staying in the four corners of your mats. And then we'll close this practice with a breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, release those arms down, release any tension, stress in the body, in the mind. And that is your little bit of mindful movement all done. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of calmness to take into the rest of your day or into your evening, wherever you are at when you watch this. But yeah, let me know how you get on. Drop me a message if you have any questions. Thank you for having me, and I hope you are all able to take some time out for yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes on a regular basis, because it has such a positive impact. So yeah, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.